Welcome to the Global Pulse, a short video series where our experts break down a trending topic in international business and why it matters to you.
Like so many of you, I'm a fan of the beautiful game. What are we talking? Soccer, of course. And what was really cool about soccer is that every 4 years you have the World Cup. And in 2018, I had an amazing experience because my wife was from Mozambique. I got to see the World Cup, the matches in that part of the world. So on the other side of the world, in the motherland, in Mozambique, right near the Indian Ocean, I was able to watch the various games. So I'm watching a sport that speaks to the world. And I was not born in the United States. I was born in France, of all places. So when France won the World Cup, Vive la France, I was pretty happy. And in keeping with what Trevor Noah said, let's be honest, Africa won the World Cup in 2018. So when you think of Kylian Mbappe, amazing stuff. All right. So soccer is in my blood. Soccer is something I enjoy. And of course, of late in the news, back in the month of April, and we're talking good old April, and about mid-April, and to get the exact date down, we're talking about looking at a date of April 18th, 2021, Sunday, where suddenly there was going to be this revolution. There was going to be this breaking away from UEFA. And we're talking about leading clubs, the major teams that form just the heart and soul of what we think of as world-class soccer. And that happened Sunday night, that there was going to be this formation of a Super League. And by Tuesday, right, just a few days later, on the 20th, suddenly all those teams said, we changed our minds, we're sorry, we are going to just forget the whole thing and goodbye Super League. Now, what made this very telling and very interesting is it was driven by money, and it was driven by the sense that the owners felt like we should make some serious money from what we do, and winner take all was the mindset. But the truth of the matter is this notion of a Super League was something the owners presumed was going to be good for the sport, and they never consulted the fans. And the fans were irate. There was tremendous backlash. So there was this rallying cry called created by the poor, stolen by the rich. And it was something that was bandied about, and a lot of folks were very upset about. And when you think about the nature of the clubs that were going to form this league, we're talking like Chelsea, we're talking Manchester City and Man U, and we're talking Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspurs, and we're talking Arsenal, and we're talking Barcelona, AC Milan, and Inter Milan. And when you think about the notion of a Super League of 20 teams that would form the league, 15 were regular members, if you will, and they were going to be shielded and protected that every year they would qualify. And you'd have 5 teams from the outside that could be a part of the big dance, if you will. And it sort of stacked the deck in favor of those well-established teams. And something about that from a sporting standpoint doesn't sound right, because if you're going to be a champion, every year you have to prove your mettle. Every year you have to go out and make it happen. And so it only makes sense that, yes, there would be enough outcry from the fans and it wasn't going to fly. All right. So why is that? Well, there's this thing called the notion of compatibility. We teach this in marketing. You got to figure out what's the existing culture for soccer fans. And soccer fans say it's a wonderful sport, and we like the fact that it is very inclusive, that a small club, if they gel and coalesce and find a way to become a winner, should be able to percolate and rise to the top. You wouldn't do that with a Super League sort of arrangement. And also, when we think about it some more, we say to ourselves that there's a wrong that has happened here. So doesn't it seem like the corrective action at this point are for the major teams to go to their fan base and they engage in a mea culpa that's meaningful, to say we were wrong, we won't do this again, and we understand that you, the fans, you're the ones who hold the power, and we're beholden to you. So keeping this in mind, like I said, it's an amazing sport, and I think that the little guys, or all of us, the fans, we won on this one. And who doesn't love, if I can get this right in the Portuguese, o jogo bonito, the beautiful game.